My name is Curtis Vincent. I'm the North Region Engineer for the Alabama Department of Transportation here in North Alabama. I just want to say thank you for coming out on such a miserable day. It's created a lot of issues and trouble for us as far as planning. We first had it scheduled up on top of the mountain on the road, and then found out it was going to be raining, and I said, well, we could go ahead and get that road open and get our workers out of the rain and in safer conditions, so let's go ahead and open the road and we'll have the ceremony down here. So that's what we did. Like I said, today we opened traffic to US 231. This was a significant accomplishment considering the roadway was closed back in February the 13th, following a massive rainfall and a landslide that occurred. I cannot personally tell you how proud I am of everyone that's been involved with this project. These are kind of projects as an engineer you read about, you think about, you hear about. But to be part of it and have it all come together and be a success is incredible. And I'm very proud of everyone involved, not only Brassfield and Gorey employees, Reed Contractor employees, ALDoT employees. The list goes on and on. I'm very proud of everyone involved. Also, this is a great example of the good things that we can do once a good plan is put in place and once we have the support and resources are made available to put the project together. If you don't mind, I'm going to go over a timeline of events just to give you an idea. If you're not that familiar, some of you may not be, with what happened and how fast things happened on this project. Like I said, the slide occurred on February 13th. February the 14th, we were working on this project, and we haven't let up till today. We have some other work to be done, but Brassfield and Gorey has met their commitment to have traffic back on that roadway. Not only have they met that commitment, but they've done it in a really record-setting time. They're actually 2 months early, which is incredible. So if you don't mind, let me just go through this quick timeline to give you an idea of how rapidly things progressed. February 13th, a very intense rainfall created landslide beneath 231, and the roadway was closed to traffic. February 14th, we let an emergency contract. Reed Contracting got the contract to remove the asphalt pavement in the base from the two roadways, northbound and southbound roadway. We did this in order to analyze and get a better picture of what was going on the side of the mountain. Again, February the 14th, we let emergency contract. By the end of the day on February 14th, Reed Contracting was on site removing pavement. It was incredible. February 18th, Governor Ivey issued an emergency proclamation due to the flooding, which enabled the project to be eligible for federal funds. So that helped tremendously, and most of this project will be covered with that federal emergency funding. At that time, ALDoT Geotech staff began working with consultants and in-house staff, particularly Dan Brown and Associates, who is a geotech consultant, to evaluate the conditions by drilling and analyzing the area. March 17th, Reed began an emergency force account project to remove approximately 200,000 cubic yards of earth material, and they worked up until May removing that material. This was the colluvial material that was on the side of the mountain that was constantly moving. It was saturated, and gravity was pulling it down the mountain. So we knew we had to get that material out regardless of the solution that we planned. At that time, we really did not know exactly what the solution would be, but we had some ideas. In May, a contract was let to construct two 1,000-foot bridges anchored into limestone. Brassfield and Gorey was the successful low bidder at approximately $14.6 million, and they began mobilization instantly. hear what I'm about to say, they started work on the 1st of June. They had an incentive of nearly $2.5 million if they finished very early and got the maximum incentive, which standing here today, I say they've gotten that maximum incentive. The deadline for completion under this contract was December the 2nd. So here we are, a little over 2 months ahead of the schedule, which you don't hear that very often. These guys ought to be extremely proud. In doing that, we at ALDoT did some things that we normally don't do. We knew that in order to make this happen, we had to do some things outside the box. We had to do some things to expedite acquisition of materials. One of the big items was the girders. The concrete girders had to be manufactured, first designed, then manufactured. So we put an order in for those girders right after we got a design nailed down for the bridges that we thought we would build. We ordered those. We ordered the steel casings for the shafts. These shafts, each pier has 2 shafts that's approximately 45 foot deep in places. Steel encasements in place with concrete and steel inside that encasement. So we knew if we waited, we hired a contractor, put him on the job, he had to go through procurement time. There was no way that these deadlines could be made. But by stepping out and purchasing this material and having it delivered as they needed it, everything fell right in place. And believe me, it scared us to death to do this, because here we had a contractor with the incentive disincentive clause that's having to work around us furnishing materials. So you can see how that would scare me. But in all, we ordered about $4 million worth of materials and had them delivered. Brassfield and Gorey provided the staff and equipment to implement a plan that included working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The coordination and management of this project was truly outstanding. Today's opening comes 7.5 months after the closure. Some said it could not be done. We had a public meeting in Arab. Mayor Bob Joshlins over there. We had a meeting at his facility, and we told the public we hoped we could have the roadway open in 6 months. People doubted us. They said, no way, no way. But it happened anyway. It happened. Others questioned our optimism. Now nearly 15,000 vehicles per day can return to their normal travel. Again, I say this is a major accomplishment. And I am so proud of every person involved. When I say every person, I'm talking about engineers down to the laborers. It takes everybody to pull a project like this together. And a lot of those workers never get recognized. They never have anyone say thank you or job well done. So if you have an opportunity, you meet some of these guys, you tell them thank you.